I know you'll think of me at the end of the day. No, it'll hurt to hear my name. My body's there, but my mind is gone. I know it's you. I don't.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. Today we're gonna do a story time. If you want more story time videos, just let me know. This one is actually on my labor and delivery experience. So I'm gonna start from that morning. So I woke up at around 6 in the morning and I had cramps. Felt like I was on my period. And I would always wake up at that time. In my pregnancy, I was 37 weeks. I would always wake up to use the restroom. So I was just like, okay, whatever. I have cramps at 6 in the morning. Let me go back to sleep. But then I woke up again at 8 and I still had the cramps. And they weren't going away. So I called my mom. I was like, I think I'm getting contractions. And she was like, yeah, you are. Like, she just knew. So after she told me that, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna shower and I'm gonna shave and I'll make sure everything's good down there, because all these nurses and doctors will be looking at me. So that's what I did. So I started cleaning the room while I was getting contractions, cleaning the room, because I was like, my baby is not about to come to a dirty room. But I didn't even know what to pack for my baby. Just packed some clothes for him and myself. I didn't have nothing ready. I just last minute grabbed some things. Boom. I headed over to the hospital. They said I was only 1 centimeter dilated and that I could get some medicine to put me to sleep, and then come back, or just leave and then come back whenever. When they check you down there, girl, just imagine it goes in, but then it goes in all the way deeper, and then when you think you're gonna go any deeper, it goes more. And it was just the weirdest, most uncomfortable thing, like checking how many centimeters you are. So I went to the bank and the contractions were really bothering me. It would be like hitting me hard and then it would be like nothing, like I was normal. I wouldn't feel nothing. So then I put up with it for another hour and I was like, no, I can't do this. I need to go back to the hospital. So I went back an hour or two later, and then I was still 1 centimeter, and I was like, this is some bullshit. Give me the shot of morphine right now. They gave me a shot in my butt muscle, and then actually after they gave me the shot, I got in a wheelchair. It was really loopy, really out of it, really drugged up, and I went to the house or ordered some pizza, and I laid on the bed, and I was just like, I was sleepy, but I really wanted my pizza, and the medicine was wearing off, and I just remember laying in the bed, and every time a contraction would come, I would just cry. I was like literally laying in bed crying. I managed to stay home with each contraction until 11 p.m. and then finally I was like tearing up even while walking. I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, I need to go back. So I went back to the hospital, and then at that point they're like, you're 7 centimeters. I was so proud of myself that I managed to last to 7 centimeters. I was like, can I get that epidural right now? Give me all the drugs. So they took me to a room. They gave me some other medicine, I don't remember. Then that made me loopy. So when they gave me the epidural, the anesthesiologist comes in and I'm like, is this gonna hurt? And he starts laughing. He's like, well, just imagine that you're at the dentist and they're gonna numb you. And I'm like, okay. So he numbs me, gives me the epidural. It don't feel nothing, not even like a shot. I don't feel like nothing. Plus I was already drugged up. Nurses were putting the blood pressure cuff on me, trying to put in an IV, and then it was hurting. And the nurse was like, you have tiny veins. And I'm like, shouldn't you have checked if it was the right needle size before? So she ended up putting a too big of a needle size in my tiny veins. So she took it out, put the IV in the other arm. But every time the blood pressure would squeeze my arm, it would hurt so bad. And even though I was drugged up, I was still in pain more from the blood pressure, if not even the contractions. So I was like, it hurts so bad. And they're like, what? And I was like, cause the lady, she was in the room. And I said that, and I was so drugged up I didn't care, because it was really painful. Turns out when I go home, I have a giant big ass bruise on my arm, like purple, black, big bruise. So yeah, so I'm on drugs and they tell me, okay, get some rest, because when you give birth, you know, you're gonna need all the energy that you can get. So I start resting, and I'm coming in and out of it. They're coming in the room to check me, and since I have the epidural, my legs just feel thick. Like, they say you feel numb. Like, I have some feeling I can move my legs, but they just feel thick, like when your legs fall asleep. Because I remember saying, my leg is itchy, but I can't feel myself scratch. I have the epidural, and I'm telling them, can I give myself more? And it's like a patient controlled button they give you, and they're like, you have to wait till the beep's green. So I kept asking them, is it green? Like, can I give myself more while I was giving birth? Because I've heard stories of women that forget to press the button and then they can feel everything. So that was my biggest fear. And then the doctor comes in and says, okay, you're gonna start, or we're gonna bring your baby here. So I tell him, okay, doctor, if I tear and you have to give me stitches, please don't tell me that you're giving me stitches, because I'm more terrified of stitches than anything else. And then he was like laughing. He said, okay, most likely you are, but okay. So he was on board. He wasn't gonna tell me. So then each push, you know, we're counting to 10, and they have me hold to the bed, and I swear, like, when I'm pushing and holding onto the bed, it feels like I'm lifting weights. Like, it don't feel like they say like you're pooping or anything, because you can't, when you have the epidural, you can't feel yourself pushing, if that makes sense. So I feel like I was working out. And then my baby arrived. It's like 10:40. I gave birth. It took me like 40 minutes to push. It felt like 20 minutes. I don't really know exactly how long. Just couldn't believe that it was a whole baby in my stomach. So I start crying. I hear her cry, and it's just really emotional for me. And then they clean him up and everything. And I don't remember how long after, but the nurse tells me, okay, now you're gonna have to use the bathroom. You're gonna have to urinate. So I'm like, do I have to? And she starts laughing. She's like, yeah. And I'm like, is it mandatory? And she's like, yeah, we have to go, because I've heard a lot of stories about that too. So I go with her to the restroom. I guess I really had to go, and it just felt like a burn. Wasn't that bad. Going, you know, number 2, they say feels like you're in labor all over again. That hurt. Like, actually, that didn't even hurt. Like, less than going pee. So yeah, they gave me this big giant pad, and it was kind of like when you go to the doctors, you know, they put the square pad. So when they give it to you for your underwear, cloth underwear they provide you, they just like roll it up to a rectangle, put it in your chonies, and then get an ice pack, crack it, shake it, put it on your pad, spray your area. Actually, squirt it with water in a bottle, then spray your area, and then go back to the bed. You can just feel all the blood. Just so much blood. And then that lasts for a couple weeks. You know, you start seeing improvement. You go from the underwear pads to like bigger pads, and then you get smaller to panty liners, and then you're good. So what I wish people would have told me is to be aware of hemorrhoids. I went to the doctors. They said that I didn't have any, but I thought I did, because I stopped taking my Miralax after a week and a half, because I thought I was good. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. So I stopped taking that. So one day I went to the restroom and I pushed. You're not supposed to push. This is a TMI video, by the way. And then there was so much like bright blood, not like the blood on my pad blood. It was like bright red blood, and I thought I had messed up my stitches or maybe popped a hemorrhoid out. I don't know, but yeah, take your Miralax and use them witch hazel pads. Those are your lifesavers, because nobody stressed it enough to me, and I hope I can stress this enough to you guys. That's very important. My baby's waking up in the background, so that's gonna be it for my video. Thank you guys for watching. It's not too bad. I feel like I had a very smooth labor, in my opinion. Like, nothing too crazy happens. If you like more videos, give me a like and some suggestions in the comments. This is my little jelly bean. If you guys want vlogs with my little baby, just let me know. Ooh. Oh, what's going on, Papa? What's going on? Oh. This is Andres. Hi. Hi, Papa. So yeah, this is my big baby. Do we look alike? He's trying to eat. I gotta go. I got mommy duties. Okay, bye guys.
Don't feel the way I did like I did from the